This is my late 2013 MacBook Pro. It's an amazing computer that I've been using daily since I bought it back in, well, 2013. But honestly, it's showing its age, and while it may not be my main machine, it does still get use. But instead of selling it for just a couple $100s on eBay, I decided that I wanted to give the computer a second leg. I mostly use it for web browsing and some writing like this script that I'm reading from right now. This essentially is the computer that's on the couch with me when I'm lounging around the house. You just put it in your lap and look up a little Wikipedia article or something like that and move on. Because this is Apple, it's not like I can open it up and swap out the CPU and change out the RAM or anything. I'm really only limited to just swapping out the SSD. But I did that. I bought an NVMe drive from Amazon. And yes, I know before you say anything, NVMe is a different slot than what Apple uses on the MacBook Pro. That's why I bought this adapter. This makes the NVMe drive work in that slot. So this drive alone should already be a lot faster than what I was originally using. So here's a little quick swap and let's look at some tests. So before swapping out the drives, I was getting a read and write of around 600 megabytes per second on the Apple SSD. But after swapping though, I was getting around 1200 write and 1400 read speeds. We doubled the speed in the SSD with honestly what was really simple and a cheap fix. I barely spent over $100 on the parts. Now, this doesn't make the computer 10 times faster now, but I do notice how much faster it boots up and how much faster it opens Safari in the few programs that I do use on it, and it just makes the laptop feel snappier. I also did one more thing. I can't replace the CPU, but I can at least replace the thermal paste in the CPU cooler. Apple's known for using cheap thermal paste, and now that this laptop's a little over 6 years old, I think it's time for that dried up thermal paste to come up and get a new coat. So I got rid of it and applied some new thermal paste and of course ran more tests. Now these ones were a little bit more interesting. I got a 460 single core and a 950 multi-core on Geekbench before swapping, and the 509 single core and 1020 multi-core after the swap. These aren't crazy differences or anything, which is what I was expecting, and I also did a Cinebench score because I thought, why the hell not? Let's show exactly how old this computer is. And there I got a 404 before the swap and a 374 after. Not exactly sure why I dropped in score. I also don't really know how Cinebench scores work, but whatever. Let's just be honest in the fact that changing thermal paste wasn't exactly going to do that much anyways. But I knew if I didn't show scores, someone was going to get mad in the comments anyway. So here's why I changed the thermal paste. It's so that the CPU would stay cooler for longer with fresh paste, and that would lead to the CPU lasting a little longer than it would have before. The computer's not going to last another 3 years, but for a little over $100, I mean, honestly, I've noticed the computer is snappier, and the fans are turning on less than it was before, which to me was worth a very cheap investment and the very little time it took to open the computer and swap everything out. And at least, I'm probably going to get another year or two from, this old faithful laptop here. So if you have a 2013, 2014 MacBook Pro, you can do all the same things, and all these parts that I use do work. I put some Amazon links in the description if you want to check anything out, maybe get a new SSD for your old MacBook Pro. Thanks for watching, guys. Follow me online, all that kind of stuff, blah, blah. All right, bye. Later. Have a good one.